Assalamualaikum everyone. My name is Muqaddas Education Wali, and today I'll be talking to Maya from Sesame in the topic of the story behind the world's favorite word. Okay. So let's get started.
Hey, hey.
Hello. So, I'll be questioning you on the topic of the story behind the world favorite word, which is okay. So can I start?
Absolutely go for it. What's your first question?
What does the word okay usually mean in different situations?
Okay is wild because it means about 10 different things depending on who says it and how. Sometimes it's actual agreement, like, sure, let's do that. Other times it's more passive acceptance, like someone's giving you info you didn't ask for and you just kind of go, okay. There's the weary okay when someone's done something dumb, the hesitant okay when they're testing boundaries, or just a blank filler word when people are stalling. What got you thinking about it specifically?
Why do you think okay became so popular worldwide?
That's a fascinating story, actually. Most linguistic scholars trace it back to the 1830s in Boston. There was a fad of newspaper editors intentionally misspelling words as jokes, making them sound folksy or like colloquialisms. Started as a shortened, deliberately misspelled form of all correct, meaning all correct. The Boston Morning Post published it in 1839 as an inside joke, and it caught on from there. But its real moment was when Martin Van Buren was running for president in 1840. He was from Kinderhook, New York, so his supporters formed OK Clubs as a campaign slogan, Old Kinderhook. That got it serious national attention and spread it way faster than it otherwise would have. Plus, it was just useful, short, and easy to telegraph, which was new tech at the time. What surprises me is how little the origin has to do with the actual meaning. It's almost a random accident that stuck.
Okay, so how can AI, meaning you, understand different meanings of okay based on tone or context?
Well, as Gemma 3, I'm trained on tons of text data where OK is used in different ways. So I learned statistical patterns with a trailing ellipsis usually signals something different than, okay, I'll get on that. I can also analyze the text around it. If someone just told me bad news, okay, probably means that sucks and not agreement. And if it's spoken, my system can process the audio to recognize things like pitch, pace, and pauses, which all change the vibe drastically. Of course, the system isn't perfect. Sometimes even a human struggles with tone, right?
What
How
are
often do we
some
misread?
what are some alternatives to okay and how does their meaning change?
Oh, there's a ton. You've got sure, which is generally more enthusiastic than okay. It's like you're actively agreeing. Then there's all right, which can be resignation, like fine, whatever, or real acceptance. Totally depends on how you deliver it. Sounds good. Signals you're enthusiastic about a plan. There's got it, which shows understanding instead of agreement. Even just a simple yeah feels different, more informal, conversational. When it comes to showing disagreement, there's this ugh or which mean it's probably something they didn't want to do. What I find interesting is how specific our signals become. We all know the difference between a flat okay from your boss and the upbeat one from your friend.
So, do you think people use okay differently in texting versus in real life conversation?
Definitely. Texting makes everything more ambiguous because you lose all the nonverbal cues. A simple okay text can feel cold or dismissive when it's actually neutral. In person, you've got facial expressions, body language, tone to clarify things, then okay, sounds good in person is warm versus okay in a text can feel standoffish. I think that's why people overemphasize with emojis and texts, trying to signal friendliness they naturally convey with tone of voice in person. What do you think about it?
How might AI, meaning you, detect if okay means agreement, hesitation, or disappointment?
Okay, that's where it gets tricky. With just text alone, it's mostly about analyzing what comes before and after. If someone says, "Can you help me with this?" and you reply, "Okay, that's likely agreement." But if they ask, "Do you think this outfit looks good?" and you say, "Okay," the trailing ellipsis and cautious tone suggest hesitation or you're being polite while thinking otherwise. Plus, patterns, a string of one word replies like just okay or yeah signals someone's probably disengaged or annoyed. With audio, it's the pitch, speed, intonation, disappointment. Sounds different than enthusiasm. Of course, some emotional expression just doesn't come through text alone. It's why we feel annoyed if someone sends us cold replies rather than talking on the phone. Sometimes it's just easier to pick it up in person.
Okay, so that's it, and thank you so much for answering my questions. Bye.
No problem. Happy to dive into that with you. I think you'll love Shaka, A Story of Aloha, if you haven't seen it, an 80-minute documentary that basically unpacks how hello shows up in Hawaiian culture. Bye.